Hey guys, what's going on? So, we've got some brand new images from Season 9 of AMC's The Walking Dead coming at you. They're brand new, I've just seen them myself, and I'm going to show you guys the pictures and give you a bit of description, so here you go. Alright, so here's the first picture. We've got a picture, very nice picture I must say, of Ezekiel and Carol. I mean, this is new news to us. It appears they're in some kind of relationship, which is quite interesting. I'm sure this will be all described to us as the series goes on, but nonetheless, it's a good picture. There was hints at it back in season 7 that they were going to have some kind of bond, and this appears to be said bond. Alright, here's picture number 2. It's of the gang. Going from left to right, I see Gabriel and Jadis, Rick and Sadiq in the background, Maggie, Michonne, and Tara. Alright, yeah, so that's a very cool picture. They all appear to be on horseback, which is quite interesting. Of course, as the time goes on, they can't really use gas-powered cars because the fuel would just be bad. It wouldn't run the cars, and they've got to have alternatives. We did see them in the Season 9 trailer get a carriage out of some sort of museum, and this is, of course, them making new forms of transport, which is, again, something that we're going to get more information in as the Season 9 kind of kicks off. So that'll be very interesting to see, and I'm very excited to see it. Okay, it's another picture of Daryl, Michonne, and Rick. All appear to be either concerned or interested, and they're all looking in one direction, so of course something is happening in that direction. Can't really tell you what. These are all just promotional images. Nothing too spectacular about it. I mean, of course, we get to have a look at Rick and Daryl's new look, and it does kind of look very homely behind them, in which I can assume is Hilltop. It's looking a lot better, which is very, very good. Of course, in my last video, I explained how Hilltop's getting better because of the book that Georgie gave them. The key to something, I can't remember what it was called. Hilltop's going to be absolutely thriving in the Season 9. So that'll be interesting to see. Here's another picture of Daryl. Very badass look. He's got his crossbow. I'm not sure if that's his original crossbow or if it's the one that he got from the Kingdom. I can't really think of him ever actually getting his original crossbow back. Who knows? Maybe it will be explained in the season. We never know. And behind him there, we see, you know, a couple of horses, and I think that's Alden behind him there, with a couple of horses and a carriage. There's this one here of Rosita spray painting on a sign. I can assume that she's maybe putting up signs to the communities and the headquarters and stuff like that, or maybe she's just vandalizing. Who knows? But I can assume that she is maybe putting directions to a community or an outpost where survivors can go and basically try and get into the community, which has never really worked out, especially not in places like Terminus. But we never know. Again, will be explained in the season. As we can see, Rosita's rocking a nice brown jacket with her signature gloves that she's worn for God knows how long. Looking very nice, and I'm really liking the new atmosphere and the characters' wardrobes. They're looking really good. So, next one. Okay, here's the next picture. It's of Father Gabriel. Again, he's rocking his new outfit with his kind of 1980s Victorian priest look. Of course, he's got his blind right eye from the accident or the complication that he had in Season 8 with his vision. I'm glad that he's got some sort of vision. I think that's what they were going for. They needed him to at least have some vision. But yeah, he's got a very badass look, and I'm excited to see what's in store for him in Season 9. Now, this one is cool. So, if you're a comic book reader, you know what this is. If you're not, you're about to hear some new news. This scene here with Maggie, Alden, and some of the other Hilltop survivors in the background, this looks like the execution of Gregory. Now, Gregory was hung by a tree after he tried to poison Maggie, and that looks very much like that scene. So that's what my conclusion has come to. Gregory is going to be hung this season. I mean, there's not much we can really get from this picture apart from Maggie's new look. Of course, she's got her long hair back, and she's rocking the shirts that her character wears in the comic books. Okay, here's one of the last ones. We have Maggie here, along with Ezekiel, Carol, Gabriel there in the background, and Daryl. They're all in that museum. They're all in that museum where they get the carriage from. So I assume that's what this picture is. It's them on basically trying to get this carriage to get, you know, better forms of transportation between the communities instead of using cars, which they no longer can. And I'm really loving the new outfit, especially for Carol. Ezekiel looks the same, still rocking his nice dreads. Maggie's looking more like a comic book character. Daryl is looking as badass as ever, and Gabriel over there is looking like a 1800s Victorian priest. And here is the carriage that I've been talking about, and I assume this is going to be in the premiere because it was very early on in the trailer, and they released the trailer when they were about 70% done with the first half, and it's looking very good. These pictures are really high quality as well. We can see Rick there with Ezekiel, Michonne, Daryl, and what I think back there is Carol, and of course all the other people around trying to get this carriage down without damaging it too much. It's good to see Rick still on the lines because of course in the comics he isn't. He's crippled, and he's basically commanding all of these jobs from Alexandria. So it's good to see that he's still trying, he's still on front lines, and everyone else is coming together to try and get shit done. Now this one's quite cool. I like the lighting in this one. We've got Eugene looking quite buff, to be honest. We've got Carol, Ezekiel, Rick, and a couple of saviors there in the background. I assume this is from the scene where Rick helps out the sanctuary with their growing issue, because they can't really grow crops because something is happening to the ground that they're growing their crops on. So I assume this is from the scene that Rick comes to help the sanctuary. Of course, I assume Eugene is the somewhat leader of the sanctuary outpost at the moment. He looks very like he's in charge. He's got papers in his hand. Looks like he's doing bits, and of course everyone else looking badass as ever. And then there's this one. I mean, there's not really much I can say about this one rather than she looks good. And judging from how good she looks, I assume this is from the first episode when everything is going really well. It looks like she's put effort in to look good, and that's what I like to see, because we've never really got to see these characters comfort. We've never seen them have comfort. We've never seen them be happy. Well, we have, but not for a long amount of time. And it looks like she looks happy. She looks very happy, and it's just it's good to see where the downhill is going to be when everything starts hitting the fan. So let's go on with the final image. This one is of Jerry and Ezekiel on horseback. Not really much I can say about this one apart from hail Jerry. And yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know it's a short one, but it's I just thought I'd get it out there so you guys can see these images. And yeah, I'll see you guys